She currently serves as a senior professor and Tata Chair at Tata Institute of Social Sciences. I think we have a couple of students from Tata Institute here. So we can meet you after that, after the event. She has been served as a deputy director at Tata Institute of Social Sciences. When you were a student there, Dr. Usha Nair was the deputy director at Tata Institute. With over 4 decades, higher education as a medium of impacting social change, Dr. Nair has worked with marginalized community, grassroots organizations, as well as international change agents such as United Nations, World Health Organizations, and other UN-affiliated organizations. She brings with her on-ground knowledge as well as policy-level expertise. She co-founded Child Watch International. Child Watch International has been serving around the world to help the children who are in difficult situations. She also did child-centric research, and she is also founded TASH Foundation. It stands for Technology and Social Health Foundation, which focuses on local change through international NGO intervention. Worked on the National Child Labour Policy, which raised the age for the child labourers in India. Served with the Youth Index panel for the Commonwealth Secretariat. Dr. Nair was appointed President of India nominee for the education portfolio. She provided expertise to WHO, that's World Health Organization in Geneva, as well as UNICEF, an international labor organization. It's stand ILO. She has an extensive body of publications through articles, books, and commentaries, as well as prominent award and accolades both nationally and internationally. If you go online and if you search Dr. Usha Nair, there is like whole list of hundreds of publications, and it is really referred by thousands of students all over the world. Dr. Nair calls many cities her home through the institutions she has affiliated with. For example, University of Allahabad, IIT Kanpur, London School of Economics. She also delivered the talks at Columbia University where Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar studied and wrote and did a study on caste issues. Dr. Nair also affiliated with Norwegian Institute of Technology, University of Hawaii at Honolulu, the New School of Social Research, James Madison University, Brown School of Social Work at Washington University of St. Louis, Adelphi University School of Education, and there are so many other institutes that Dr. Usha Nair has been affiliated. She currently working on lifespan perspective, yoga for mental health and social transformation. Dr. Usha Nair, she has been affiliated with Ambedkar communities for over 2 decades or 3 decades. She has been working. She helped a lot of people in Mumbai slums. A few names: Chembur, Manpur, Goldi, Chitakam, Trombay. She started a lot of activities in this area. But one particular her activities I wanted to tell you guys that Dr. Nair has been running the water camp every year at Chaitya-Bhumi, which is very close to all of us, and she has been strong follower of Dr. Babasaheb Ambedkar's ideology that she believed in all human beings are equal, and she started that practice right from her. She's from North India. She married to the Southern Indian gentleman, and she raised her daughter in Maharashtra. So she has that multicultural aspect, perspective, and without any delay, I just wanted to request Dr. Nair, please come on the dais and enlighten us on Dr. Babasaheb's perspective on gender. Thank you.
introduction you can always discount because he had been my student. And you can see that students sometimes go beyond expectations of their teachers. In fact, I am honored and humbled with this invitation for today's Baba Saheb's 126th birth anniversary celebration here. And I would rather like to share my association with Baba Saheb Ambedkar in my life journey. I identify with him because he himself was a scholar and also he was visionary. He was very closely related to people and he had a vision of a society which was non-hierarchical and worked for everyone. He used all the tools which we can think of for progress. He used the tool of education, he used the tool of law, he also used the tool of relating to people, relationships. If you think of Baba Saheb, you think of a person who is very close to you, who is your own. That kind of affection, spirit, he generated in all of us. I say for me because I find him not very far. I did my high school in 1958 and he passed away in 1956. So he was very close, his life was very close to my life. What he said, what he worked for pre-independence, what he worked during the period of independence.
Thank you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, it's clear.
So you didn't hear me earlier?
We heard you. We heard you.
Okay.
Now we can hear you better.
So I really love that statement when you started the program that we are here because of him.
Yes.
It's so true in our lives. I give you an example. I did my intermediate and I wanted to do something different. I was in Allahabad. I went to engineering college and you know what was written outside the board, outside the gate? Girls need not apply. Can you believe that?
Wow.
This is the reality in which we grew. When we were denied even the opportunities to compete, to try, to go to that kind of education which we wanted. Similarly, when I started working in Tata Institute of Social Sciences, there was one discipline called, still it is, we have named it differently, which is called Personal Management in Industrial Relationship, that time. And even in 70s and 80s, even in 80s, there used to be one or two girls who will compete for that admission, for that. Mostly they will come for social work. They will not come for management. Why? Not because they were less competent, not because they were less enthusiastic, not because they were less energetic. Why? Because people will not take them in jobs once they finish that master's program. So why would they do master's degree program in which they cannot get the jobs? Employers won't give them jobs. Why they will not give them jobs? Because they were girls. This is the time when we grew up and we used to remember Ambedkar every day, every moment, and we used to really breathe with him because he said and he worked for, for any kind of discrimination. So it was not just gender discrimination, caste discrimination, religious discrimination, class discrimination, any which can put two human beings apart from each other. Instead of being together, it puts you in another category. We need to be we, not we want to be other. Nobody wants to be other. So, when I went to London School of Economics, it seemed to me as if shadow of Baba Sahib was with me. So when I got the opportunity to become a leader and administrator in Tata Institute, I developed collaboration with London School of Economics, with Tata Institute. Why? Because these are the two institutions, they should work together. They should collaborate together. Similarly, when I was invited to speak in Columbia University, I felt Baba Sahib was there. When I walked in corridors, it seemed he walked sometime in these corridors. So you feel as if your own person was here who has already paved the way for you, for us. And being a woman, I feel much more closer to him because he really worked for people who were denied certain kinds of opportunities to grow it, to even try. So we find that what he said, what he worked for, what he stated in Constitution of India, or he put as a policies which are actually living policies, they are very relevant even today. He worked for the dignity of women in family. He said it. He said that, a married couple should be like friends. And what else you want in a marriage when you have a partner who treats you as a friend? And you will be happy to see and hear this. Looking at my face, you can estimate that I am one of the senior ones. And in that age also, when my husband and I used to work, whosoever comes first will start cooking. If he comes first, he used to start cooking. If I come first, I will start. That kind of friendship, where you feel for other, instead of saying that you are a wife and you are a husband, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. We don't need to say. Amongst friends, we don't do that. We try to help other friends. We try to feel for other friends. We don't see. It's so important for nuclear families. Here, when we are outside India, we should not practice outdated traditions. We should not practice, because Baba said that. He was not opposing for opposition's sake. He was very clear what he was telling to humanity. He was saying, be friends when you are together. Ramabai started women's movement. She was the president of the organization in 1920s. Why? Because women could come forward and play a leadership role. And he saw that women can do it. In fact, we are missing out if we do not involve women in certain roles. So what he was, when he was here in New York, you can see that he was not living at just one place. He was studying in Columbia, he shared dorm, but he also moved to other places like Harlem we were discussing in the morning, to be with the people, so that he can really receive and give to people. People can model him. the way he lives, the way he talks, the way he relates to others. It's not just important to bring up well girls. It's very important how you bring up boys. Because girls, if they are liberated and if boys are behind, they are not considering them equal or they are not respecting them as other equally bright, emotionally high, intellectually high. If they are not understanding that and believing it, then we will not be able to achieve what was the vision of Baba Sahib, a society with justice, society with equality, society with fraternity, he said. Society with fraternity, with brotherhood, with understanding, with respect. That will not happen if boys are not brought up in that kind of values. So I'm very proud of Satyajit today, very proud. He is a boy who is bringing certain kinds of values to this land. This land also needs people from different countries which have come from different countries, where we are bringing the values of that liberty, fraternity and equality. And by being here, we have the responsibility, we have the opportunity, we have the celebration to celebrating together India and USA, the strengths of USA and the strengths of India. Baba Sahib was fighting the wrong things in a society of majority. He was not fighting for everything which was there. He was fighting only the wrong things. He was saying why women should have parda. There is no need. Why there should be polygamy. He himself practiced each and everything what he said to every individual. In writing, in speeches, and in living. He was a live example. So when we relate to him, sir, in affection, very, we don't relate to him by fear. Nobody is afraid of Baba Sahib. Everybody smiles when he remembers Baba Sahib. Everybody thinks of him as a close person, as a guide, as a philosopher, as a dreamer, as a supporter. These are the images of Baba Sahib which we get when we think of him, when we come together. So Baba Sahib was not just for a particular caste. He fought for opposition of caste because certain period of time a majority society deteriorated and they started discriminating based on caste which was taken by God. So he pointed out, but he is an international personality. He is present for the whole world. So we should be more inclusive, inviting Americans, Europeans, everyone here. Because Baba Sahib said to us, what is important is humanity, to be with other human beings and to gauge the emotions of other human beings. If they are suffering, imagine those, have empathy that, when they are suffering, you are there to support, to elevate their suffering. So he said any kind of discrimination should not be there. So think of Baba Sahib as international personality. And he has not been very far. We are celebrating 126th birth anniversary. It's not very far. Somebody mentioned about Buddha, 2000 years. Still you think far off. But he had been here, I feel very close because, as I said, that in 58 I did my high school and he was gone in 56. So, you can see 100 years, 126 years are not, it's very close to us. So for children, today who are here in girls and boys, we want to have a world with what Baba Saheb visualized, imagined, dreamed, worked for. And let's all together say, happy birthday to Baba Saheb.
Happy birthday!
Thank you, Dr. Usha ma'am. It is really a pleasure to hear you today. It looks like we are in class again in TSS and this is the same thought. And I think these lectures just don't talk about the superficial things. It's talk about the practical and reality. Yes, and when I'm going to go back and coming back from work, I'm going to cook, and then only we will really tribute to Dr. Baba Saheb Ambedkar. That's how Dr. Baba Saheb's vision is. We should believe in gender equality and equality at all stages. And one very important thing, Dr. Nair mentioned that Dr. Baba Saheb is not the leader of any particular community, caste or culture. He is an international phenomenon. So thank you so much for inviting us today. I would like to call upon Sonali Punjali to provide a bouquet. Thank you, Sonali. I'm also looking forward to Mr. Duryodhan Mishram. He is a senior member of the IIM, to come forward and honor Dr. Usha Nair. Thank you so much for your contribution for social change and spreading the thoughts of humanity and equality. Thank you.